There are battles that can change the fate of the world, distribution of borders, or the economy of a nation. However, a few can help us understand secrets we thought impossible. These are stories classified by the world's governments, facts that could awaken social chaos if they reach the wrong ears, and today we'll help you understand why. Does life exist outside our planet? This question has haunted mankind since the beginning of its existence, and a battle that occurred more than 50 years ago could reveal the answer. Are you ready to uncover this disturbing mystery? And join us to learn about the battle between aliens and humans that left 60 soldiers dead, and get ready to discover the truth. Although it may seem normal, even logical, the great powers of the world possess an infinite number of classified reports that have never seen the light of day. These are thousands of files and words that tell impossible experiences, events that not even our imagination could reconstruct, but that, apparently, hundreds of soldiers claim to have lived. One of these records has recently been declassified by the CIA, but its protagonist, far from being the US government, turned out to be the Russian government. Among the old papers, you can read a chilling case that tells the story of a Soviet battalion conducting training tests in remote Siberia when they spotted something unusual. A strange shape burst into the sky. Its speed was slow, although its shape was somewhat unusual. A strange metal oval that instead of hovering in the air was actually floating in it. That flying object caught the attention of the soldiers. In fact, many believe that it was a spy ship of the United States government within the context of the Cold War. However, it was something very different, something out of this world. Unfortunately, they found out too late. The battalion loaded its weapons, calibrated the direction, and opened fire. The missiles managed to hit the target. The ship plummeted violently to the earth, leaving a trail of smoke and ash. Then the mighty roar of the crash was heard. The soldiers shouted happily and victoriously, but it wasn't over. The group slowly approached the crash site. They needed to find out who their enemies were. However, almost immediately, they got a terrifying surprise. There was no fire, not even smoke, and the ship was practically intact, even without dents. What was that all about? The soldiers couldn't answer that question. Armed with their machine guns, they were pointing in all directions, worried that the enemy would appear at any moment. But not even their iron vigilance allowed them to defend themselves from what happened a few seconds later. Suddenly, the ship opened up. A blinding light came out of its interior, and 5 humanoid figures emerged from it. They were short in stature, with huge heads and big eyes as black as the galaxy. The men had no time to defend themselves. They didn't even manage to fire a single bullet. Those mysterious aliens activated some unknown device that prevented them from doing any movement or action. Only then did the carnage begin. Of the 25 soldiers in the area, 23 fell victim to violent paralysis. Their bodies didn't respond to any of their orders. Their limbs were completely immobile, and although they tried to rebel against it, they found it impossible. Their bodies were turning into stone, and so, slowly, they lost the ability to breathe. The device had turned the battalion into stone statues. Only 2 men managed to survive and recount the event, although it isn't made clear in the report how they managed to do so. In some unknown way, the aliens managed to wipe out that battalion in a matter of seconds, and the survivors were never the same again. The shock drove them to insanity, and they ended up in a military hospital. This can be read in the declassified report that's currently in the CIA's website. These files contain about 250 pages of the incident, which were leaked by a local newspaper thanks to a dossier from the KGB itself, the former secret police of the Soviet Union. The report includes images of the events, the traces of the spacecraft left on Earth, the statues of the men, the names of each of its victims, and even the testimonies of witnesses, analysts, and psychiatrists. Although the case was classified and kept secret, many experts have the impression that the KGB took the matter very seriously, as if they didn't believe that it was a hallucination of their soldiers, but something real. The record itself has a scientific investigation of the petrified corpses. There are also mention of the transfer of the victims to a secret facility near Moscow in order to analyze the veracity of the facts and, of course, the impact of a weapon like that, since it was a powerful tool capable of instantly changing the structure of living organisms and transforming them forever. Of course, it wasn't the first time that the KGB was confronted with such a thing. Dozens of additional reports show that the Soviet Union had countless encounters with UFOs and all sorts of mysterious events that, to this day, remain unexplained. However, this isn't the only chilling case of this style. The US government itself has kept numerous records under the strictest secrecy, although it hasn't always succeeded in doing so. One of these was revealed by Philip Schneider, a senior explosive engineer who was hired by the US government in 1979. According to his account, while working on the secret construction of an underground base in New Mexico, he witnessed something horrible. Philip saw a violent battle between aliens and humans in the depths of the base. He didn't know where the space beings emerged from, but they were there, and the soldiers were no match for them. The aliens' capacity was superior and the casualties mounted to 60 soldiers killed. Little is known about this event, although the victims appeared in several records that don't seem to match the location where they were supposed to be, according to their relatives. However, the case is still widely questioned, and like everything related to UFOs and extraterrestrial life, everything is kept under the strictest secrecy. It seems that discovering life outside of our planet is getting closer and closer to becoming a reality. Although no one can say for sure when we'll meet it, it may already be here, closer than we think, waiting for the right moment to attack and conquer our cities. Of course, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. History is full of chilling encounters, and if you join us once again, you too can continue to discover what's hidden in the thousands of classified folders of the world's governments. Ready? Then take a look at these videos.